Hello. Hi. Can I see that Kathy is here and Nate is here? I'm wondering if everyone can hear me because this is my first time. Can you hear me? Excellent. Hi, Kathy. I'm so glad you came. I really appreciate it. Nate, you're a darling. You know you are. You stepped up. I so appreciate it. This is me, Kathy and Nate. Hi. I'm hoping to have a few more people come on, but I really don't know. Let me change to be in all messages. I'm in top chat. Good reminder for everyone to be in all messages live chat. How are you doing today, Kathy? And anyone else who maybe is lurking. I think that only you and Nate are here so far. It's a little early, so I'll give it a few minutes. I'm not good at rambling on. I'm good at rambling on in person in a conversation, but I'm not used to rambling live on YouTube at all. Well, Kathy, do you have any questions about where I'm located or how I ship or anything else? Or are you just wanting me to get on with the show? I can start, and as people come in or not, circle back. How about that? Good? Okay. Okay. So just bear with me as I'm sitting here. I'm in my father's house, in my mother's office. And for anyone who knows me and knows my backstory that's here right now, I wanted to do it in my mom's room to honor her today with my first live sale. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. So I am going to start with something that I absolutely love. And I had a really hard time deciding to sell it, but I have certain collections and I can't keep everything. So I'm going to start. Now, here's another thing. If I'm on the wrong side, you know how it goes backwards. If I need to move this way or that way, please tell me, because to me, this looks correct. But if it's not, Nate or Kathy, let me know. So this is this fabulous bug pixie planter. I believe that he's actually in an orange or peach, something I've never seen before. He has literally no damage with his cute little feet, has purple little outfit, his beautiful little hat, scratching his head in puzzlement. I do that often. You see, this here is why I think it's a peach. What do y'all think? The back is fine. This is not a repair. It doesn't go through all the way, but it is a big scratch along the back. It doesn't go through to the front. He's got green little legs. And of course, he's Japan. Acme. We all know this is Acme. And I'm starting him, this little cute guy. at 20. So if the few people that are here are interested, let me know. Otherwise, I will just set him aside and move forward to the next item. With only a couple people here, I don't expect that every item is going to get bid on. I came into this hoping I might get 5 people and sell a couple items. It's just getting my feet wet. So here's this little guy, and I don't see any interest right now, so I'll put him aside. And if a lot of people come in, I'll do a quick recap. Otherwise, I won't. And if someone is watching this later and wants to send me comments, I will acknowledge you and get back to you about selling it. Somebody is lurking. I lurk sometimes. Okay, so here's the Acme planter. I'll put him aside. And my next 2 items are a set. I didn't know about this. And when I found them, I knew it was something, and I did some research, and I was like, wow, this is fantastic. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's fantastic. So what this is Nyolac. Nyolac. There it is. Nyolac, which is kaolin spelled backwards, which is a type of clay. All right. And this design is called the Mission Swirl. This is the creamer. Again, there's no damage. And it's a light brown with orange tones. And they are a company that started in Arkansas. And they started at the turn of the century. Here's the creamer. They started at the turn of the century. Again, you can see more of that orange and brown in here. They started at the turn of the century, and they really only did pitchers and creamers and a few other housewares until the late 1920s. When the war started, they moved into making some things for the war effort in the late 40s, in the late 30s, early 40s. But this is actually a blend of 2 different clays, and that is how they made this coloring. They are fully glazed, but the coloring is from 2 different clays. And I just think it's really cool, especially because these are probably from the late 20s, early 30s. I'm surprised that they lasted at all. And again, there's that. Let's see if I can get it. Kind of. Let me go over here. Nyolac, which is kaolin, which is clay, spelled backwards. 1920s, 1930s. In the start for this set with no damage, no chips, no cracks, is $18 for the set. That's the starting price. And my ring light is blowing out the browns. When I get closer, you can see it, but there's more brown. See, here you go. It's more brown with the orange. So start at 18 for the set. Late 1920s. I doubt I'll ever find anything like this again. Hey, Karen. Hey, Apple. How's it going? I'm so glad you showed up. This is me. I'm excited. I'm so appreciative y'all have come. So I'll give it a couple minutes. And really, this ring light, they're brown. If I had a background, doesn't help. But see, the minute I get over here, you see the browns. It's brown and orange. Perfect fall colors. So $18 start on these. And I'm going to put them aside along with the bug planter. If we get more people, I'll do a recap. And if you're watching in the future and you want to hit me up with an email, go for it. Okay. Now, this is a cool find because I thought it was a fantastic piece of amber crackle glass with the ruffled top. That was good enough. That was fantastic, right? But then in doing my research to figure out, is it Blanco? Is it Pilgrim? Is it Kawana? Who is it? I don't know. I still don't actually know. Sorry. That should have been silenced. I apologize. I still don't know who the maker is, but I'm kind of leaning to either Kanawa or Pilgrim. It glows like crazy, and I wonder if I'm going to be able to get this on here. Oh, the ring light. Seems when I back up, you can see it. There is a huge, it turns bright red with the cadmium. You can kind of, you see down there? Okay, there you go. You see the red when I'm down at the bottom? Yeah, the whole thing glows amberina. Amberina. It is from the 1950s. I'm thinking maybe Kanawa, possibly Pilgrim. It is 7 inches long, 5 inches wide with cadmium and selenium, and I'm starting this at 25. And see, there's the red again down by my finger. I just don't have a big enough I just don't have a big enough black light because, again, I'm at my dad's and I'm just starting to do these, and I will have more tools here in the future, but it glows amberina in the black light. So it's starting 25. The pontil is smooth, 1950s. No chips, no cracks, but definitely crackle glass. Really beautiful little container. You could use it for Halloween. And when it's not, oh, I can see it glowing from the ring light, holding it in my hand. Interesting. When it's, just sitting by itself, you could put Halloween treats, you could put candies, you could put trinkets, or you could put it in your black light cabinet. So I appreciate that you all are here supporting me. Karen, I am in California. Yes, I'm in California. And I appreciate you being here. Karen, yes, that's me. That's right. That's me. I take care of my dad. And before that, my mom. And try to go home every once in a while. I don't get there very often. So I'm not seeing any interest in this item either. I appreciate you all being here and looking. I'm going to put it aside and move on. Okay. This item was really interesting to me and still is. This is, I don't think it's vintage, although it could be 20 years old, which is technically vintage. I go with maybe 15, but I'm really unclear. I couldn't find a date on these boxes, which makes me feel that they could be still being made. However, the ones that I saw online did not have a decoupaged print underneath it. You can see the wavy lines. You see how it's decoupaged over there. And then this is all stamped in pressed wood, and almost like it's thin wood, and it's a little box. Yes. Right? There's a slight mark that I believe was once a maker's mark or an artist's signature, but it's no longer shows. It is a Russian birch box. It is 7 inches long, 5 inches wide, and about 1.5 deep. And inside, it is filled with maple leaves. So it is a birch box, and this particular one is known as the maple leaf box. And if you felt the texture, it's just so nice, and it's got this beautiful scalloped edges. I had no idea what it was, modern, vintage, but I absolutely knew that I had to pick it up. It just has a lot of thought. I believe, I'm fairly certain, it's all hand carved design on this box. But the print itself, this beautiful picture of a meadow and a river with the fall trees, probably some kind of aspen trees, like Colorado area, is just a print, but it's decoupaged and it's very thick. So this starts at $30. This starts at $30. Nate, thank you so much for being here and helping me. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. And I want to let you all know, I will have some items that are a little lower starting and really cute. But I wanted to do my first sale. I wanted to bring you some of my very best finds, some of my very best vintastic finds. So that's what I've chosen to do this sale. Hi, Day Trip. How are you? Thank you for joining me. So again, last time, it has this beautiful maple leaves. They're not painted. I would say that might be a stamp, but it's not something that's going to wear off. And I think it's beautiful. It would be fantastic gift to put something inside for someone for Christmas, or just for you to use for your small little stud earrings, whatever you'd like. Okay. Thank you, Day Trip. All right. So again, start at 30. I'll give it a few more seconds, and then I'm going to move on to my next item. Okay. My next item is, he's really cool. I was so fortunate to stumble upon someone's whole collection of porcelain dog and cat figurines. And this guy was one of the best. Welcome to my little bulldog. Obviously made in Japan. I'm fairly sure that he's porcelain because he's very thin. He doesn't have the feel of ceramic. He's got a little red vest on to keep him warm. I guess bulldogs get cold. I always think they're overheating by the way they gasp for breath. And he's got his little face, his little ears, no chips or cracks, and his little paws, his toenails match his little jacket. And he is from the 1960s, from Japan, porcelain, 4.25 inches tall by 5 inches long, and he starts at 15. Just 15. No damage. He's even got his little tail is painted red right there. No chips, no cracks. Someone really loved their little animals. And on the bottom is Japan. That must have been where the original price sticker was. I think he's adorable. If anyone likes dogs or bulldogs. And this right here is just a mist spot in the glaze. It's not a hole. It's not a crack. It's not dirt. It's just a mist spot. So here's this little guy. Mr. Bulldog. Anyone know dog lovers out there? And that his muzzle is gray and his head is a little bit browner than his red sweater. Okay. I'm sure we have a lag because YouTube always has a lag these days. There's no such thing as not having a lag, but I just want to keep it moving so that I don't bore you guys. So if someone comes in later and saw my reel has a specific thing they're looking for, they can let me know. This little thing. This this little guy, he cracks me up. This is a little porcelain mouse with pink ears. That's his original paint. It wasn't added. And he's got these crazy, psychotic looking eyes, like he's either really startled or ate a bad mushroom. I don't know. He is from the 1960s, I believe. Total kitsch. Japan, of course. 1.25 inches long by 1.5 inch tall, or the other way around. I'm not sure. He is starting at just $8. He has no damage, and I just think he's hilarious. He's got his little paw scratching his belly, I guess. I don't really know. And these paws are all splayed out. I don't know. Don't know what he was thinking or what they were thinking when they made this kitsch, but he's adorable. And on the back of him, there's his Japan. There's no paint on the back. A little bit of dust is still in there, and you can see where the pink spilled over on him. I see Karen is in at 8. And his eyes are yellow. So he's got these pink ears, black and white body with these little paws, and big yellow eyes. Big yellow eyes. I love him. I love kitsch. Kitsch would be one of my favorite collectibles. So I'm going to do a 15-second countdown. I see Karen Williams in at 8. If anyone else would like to get in, now's the time. I do not do just in cases. So if someone bids, you need to put in another bid before I get down to 1 from 15. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. I'll wait for Nate to put my bid in. Excellent. Karen, congratulations. I'm so glad someone bought him. I adore him. So, Karen, you know the drill, and Nate will be posting it about I need your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, and I didn't tell anyone my email. Nate, Let me type in my email. That's the one thing. Hey, Sarah. Hi. Hi, Sarah. Hi, David. Happy birthday. Thank you so much for popping in. I adore you guys for taking the time out. I'm going to give you this one for now. It's easier that way. So, the drill, you just send me your info to that email. Sorry that I didn't get that in earlier, guys. Thanks again, Sarah and David. Please give David a big hug. Okay, now we're going to do another really incredible porcelain kitsch Japanese figure that was in this same collection. And again, this is just a misspot or deliberately his belly button. This is a Siamese cat with a baseball glove. I've never seen anything like it. I guess there's a baseball team of Siamese cat out there. He's fantastic. Bone, I think he's bone china, not porcelain. He's really fine. His little tail wraps around his leg. He does stand up on his own. He is Yukago. He's about 2 inches tall, 1¼ inches wide. Look at his little face. And he is ready to catch that ball. He's ready to play, even though it's football season. He's got all his little toes. No chips, no cracks. Like I said, someone really loved these. And I just adore his tail. He's got his original sticker. And he starts at 10. I got these at a really good price. So he starts at 10, Nate. Nate, I appreciate you so much. Starting bid at 10 for the baseball, a Siamese cat. And he does have still a little bit of dirt up here. I wanted to leave it to the buyer if there is one, which there will be one day, if not now, to clean that really carefully themselves with a Q-tip. He is not cold painted, at least he is fully glazed, except I'm unsure about his little pink ears. His ears have pink in them, very light pink. I wasn't sure if I wanted to mess with him. So I left it to the buyer to decide if they wanted to clean it. But and see, look, he even has the fingers on the back of his baseball mitt. So I'll give him just another 30 seconds or so, and I'll move on to my next item. And again, for anyone who pops in and watches this reel later, you can leave me a message in the comments or message me on Instagram about an item that you see and ask me if it's still available. I know there's always a lag, but I just don't want to waste people's time. So I'm going to put this little nugget aside and go to the next one. Okay. Oh, I really like this, but we'll see what everyone thinks. So this, with its original tag, Odagiri, it's not rare, but it works. It is an Otagiri Mama and Baby Owl music box from the 1970s, and it plays the song The Way We Were. Anyone remember that movie or have watched it since? You either love this song or you hate it. There are no chips, no cracks. I believe they're sitting on a little log in the snow. just loving on each other. It's got its music box. It's got an original, this tag is really hard to see, y'all. The San Francisco Music Box Company label on the bottom. And you can do an on-off with this switch here. And this is how it winds. It's got detailed feathers on the back, no chips, no cracks on the ears. And it starts at $18. I think it would be a lovely gift for maybe a teenage girl. Be a great gift for me just to have in my own house. I love owls. I love birds in general. I love their big eyes. There's their little feet. It's white and gray, so it doesn't have a lot of detail color-wise, but it makes up for that fact by being from the 1970s and still working as a music box. So $18 for this little guy. San Francisco Music Box Company. Odigary is the maker, so San Francisco Music Box Company would be who asked them to design it, and Odigary did, and then they sold it. And that's about it. Nothing wrong with it. Beautiful little piece. Not uncommon, but it is uncommon to find music boxes in working condition. Okay. Moving on. These are rare. These next two items are rare. When I first got them, I reached out to two different very experienced resellers and asked if they had ever seen them. They had not. And I've now seen one online. It's inexpensive. I don't think they know what they have because these are really rare. I mean, I went back years and couldn't find a single one. So these two little things are incredible. One is kissable. The other is 90% angel, 10% devil. That's what I'm going with. They are banks with their little jaunty wicker straw hats on. They're both blushing. They're both women, as far as I can tell. They are banks with their original stoppers. They have stamped on the bottom, copyright 1978, UNESCO. This one has its original sticker. This one just has the stamp on it. They are $25 choice. I promise you, other than that one that I found that's underpriced online, and I believe it was this one. There's nothing even like them. There's nothing similar, like as if, you know, sometimes you find these kitschy items and there's several in a collection and you would get all the different ones. There isn't anything online. Nothing at all. There is no chips, no cracks. I love that. We should just make a hashtag. No chips, no cracks. It has this wonderful 1970s vibrant, sunshiny primary colors. This one has very, very rosy cheeks with her blonde hair and her little t-shirt. The kissable has the stamp UNESCO 1978. And I see you, Karen Chasing Vintage. Hi, Karen Chasing Vintage. Thank you so much for popping in. And I also miss Southern Siren Vintage. Gina, hi. Thank you so much for popping in. It means the world to me, guys, that you're here, really. And this one, 90% angel, 10% bleep and question mark, has the original label along with the impression. And again, this one has less lighter blushing to her cheeks. She's got these gorgeous eyelashes and this button nose and the daisy on the hat. I mean, how 1970s can you get, right? Daisies. So I see Karen Chasen Vintage in at 25. This is for choice, not for both. They are banks. And I'm going to go ahead and count down from 15. Hey, David, happy birthday, man. I hope you're out there living the dream, having a drink, eating some cake, dancing in the meadow, hugging on your woman. Okay, I'm going to start the countdown from 15. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. I'll wait for the fantastic Nate. There you go. Nate. Oh, Karen, you'd like both. Excellent choice. I would have took both. This was another item I had a really hard time selling because I do collect kitsch like this. Thank you so much, Karen. I really appreciate it. So let me put your name down. Fantastic. I just love these. I hope you enjoy them too. Okay. Now, getting into something more basic, but that I think is really fun. And it's timely with Halloween coming up because it's red and black with the Art Deco. Kathy Wiseman, are you asking me if I have found more? I'm assuming you're talking to someone in the chat. I have not been able to find any more of those. Okay. So this has that lovely Art Deco printing on the bottom. It does have right here a little discoloration, and right here is a little bit of a pushed in. Of course, the bottom has its normal wear and tear. This is a Buttercup Toffee tin. I believe it's antique. From my research, it's from the late 1884, 85 to the 1920s. It's from George House and Sons in San Francisco, California. It is 6 inches long, 3 inches wide, and 2 inches deep. And I'm starting it at 20. I will open it up and show you the inside while you're thinking about it. The inside is actually in really good condition, surprisingly, except, of course, the little edges that tend to rust. It has the George House and Sons and what it originally contained inside, which is really cool. And again, they were located over in San Francisco. So since I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, it's no surprise I found it here. But it is not a reproduction. It's an antique, and it's spectacular. If I was to keep this, I would be keeping my toppers, my cupcake and cake toppers, my plastic pins that I collect. I have a big collection of those swivel sticks. I believe it's big enough that you could put your ephemera postcards inside of it as well. So you could use it during Halloween as a riser and just show the Art Deco. You could put a flower frog and do a riser if you would like. Again, the bottom has some slight damage. Well, it's not damage. It's age. It's wear. The lady is old. Let's give her a break. And it is impressed with this, which is hard to read. And it just says something like tinned. So it has almost 2 stamps, and I really can't read it. Y'all can try, but it's got some black and the rest is just faded out. Okay, so again, this started at 20. And oh, Poodle. Hey, Poodle. How you doing? Poodle. I love your name. My first dog was a poodle. Not that you're a poodle, but every time I see your name, I think of my little Petey. And you're so fun in the chat and so kind. So I'm really glad you could make it. Okay. So butter toffees and other assorted from the 1800s, early 19 up to the 1920s. $20. Moving on. Okay, this is a really, really nice item. It's heavy. Nancy, hi Nancy. Welcome. It's heavy. So you definitely need to take that into account. This is a McCoy ice pitcher, ice lip pitcher, brown glaze drip. It is spectacular. Of course, there's all the reflection going on here. I love the way they did the handle. I love drip glaze of any kind. I would say this weighs 2 to 3 pounds. It is solid ceramics. There is no damage. It has the USA on the bottom and the model number of 7011, but not McCoy because just USA and their model number. Again, it is an ice lip pitcher. That's why the lip is so wide and high, and it starts at 18 because it's so heavy. So, I expect shipping, even with pirate ship, to be not as much as 18, but a good 12 to 15. So I didn't want to price it very high because I don't want to gouge you on shipping. But this is spectacular. It's from the 1960s. It's lasted this long. It will continue to last for as long as you take care of it. It's really nice the way you can hold it like this. I mean, I can hold it in my hand, but it does. It has substantial weight. Poodle, I see you in at 20. Thank you so much. I use pirate ship, and I will absolutely ship this the cheapest possible price to wherever you are because it deserves a good home. It's, again, one of those things that the drip is my favorite kind of pottery. And this beautiful brown with the buttery white flowing down into caramel on the top gets me every time. Here's the top. I hope my ring light is good enough, you guys. I've never used a ring light before. I turned it on for the first time about 45 minutes ago. So I'm just winging and a praying here. And then in there, there's no damage. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna, yeah, it does look like a root beer float apple, 100%. Oh my God, did anyone else? Okay, obviously I'm older. We all know me, the people who are here. Did anyone else ever used to go to the drive-in A&Ws and get a root beer float as a kid? Oh, I miss those so much. Currently, I'm hooked on bobas. Okay. I'm going to count this down for Poodle. If anyone else wants to get in, I do not do just in cases. So go for it. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Nate, you've never had a root beer? Are you serious? How is that possible? You don't like soda, Nate? I'm really curious about that. How can you not have had a root beer? Have you had a Coca-Cola? I just, I, that's flabbergasting. Thank you so much, Poodle. I will be invoicing and on Friday and packing and shipping Saturday, everyone. Okay. So my next item is just a tiny little thing, but I love it. It's kitsch. I think it's adorable. I couldn't possibly leave her behind. This is a little grandma lady corn husk. It's actually, excuse me, it's not corn husk. In my research, I discovered that this is called rice paper. However, to me, it looks like corn husk, but it was being called rice paper. Oh, Poodle, you're in California. Fantastic. Okay, good. So that makes it easier. They were calling every single one that I saw, and I think I saw 3, was called rice paper. Now, you know how when people list things, they just copy and paste and don't look with their own eyes. So I'm not convinced it's rice paper, but she's spectacular. She hangs. The cradle is wood. The little baby in there is so cute. She has her bonnet. She has this little hair coming down. Her baby has the same little red hair. It's kind of a red brown as her and little pigtails. She's from the 1970s, made in Taiwan, 4 inches tall, 4 inches wide, and I'm going to start her at $10. I think there's no damage to her, none whatsoever. I think that she would be lovely at Christmas, and I think she would be lovely just on your mantle. You could put her on a riser. For instance, she could have gone on top of the butter toffee tin, and you could make a whole little display with her. Sandra, I ship from California. Hi, Sandra. Welcome. I'm so glad you could join me. So she starts at 10. You can hang her or you can just set her. She's on paper, so she's glued down. I'm thinking she was one of those, either the World Market or, good Lord, Woolworths type of thing back in the 70s. And she's just, her and her baby with her little wooden cradle are adorable. Starting at 10. Four inches tall, 4 inches wide, her little bonnet. And it's her face. This is what I think the rice paper is, guys. The faces are rice paper. They're very soft. They're not corn husk, but this is like a corn or some other kind of husk, but their faces are not spun cotton, but I believe they're the rice paper. They're just adorable. And then they have their little eyes and mouth. And hopefully she can get that little girl to sleep. Okay. I'm going to put her aside, or them aside. And again, if you watch this replay later, you can reach out to me here in the comments, or you can reach out to me on Instagram if you see something you like. This is a really interesting piece. And it has me confused. This is a Majolica or Majolica style raised oval rectangle platter with these beautiful palm trees and the little kind of almost mistletoe on the edges. And I believe this might be columns. It is not modern, but I cannot date it. I could not find anything else like this. You see how it's raised up almost in that style of California pottery. You know how California pottery so often, and also Shawnee, would have the round with the little lips in it in their ceramics and their pottery. And on the bottom is JKC is the maker. JKC. I couldn't find that maker. It's this beautiful, beautiful, like celadon green, a light celadon green. I couldn't find that maker, but I know it's a Japan maker. It's got to be at least 1970s, if not 50s. But that's all the information I have on it. I think it's gorgeous. It starts at 25. It is 8 inches long, 3.5 inches wide, and 1 inch raised. So it starts at 25. And this is how it looks sitting. I think it's beautiful. I wish I had more information for you all. The palm trees and the decorations, they are inset. It's glazed. It's got no chips, no cracks. Around the edges is like this kind of beaded, incised on, not on the rounded, but on the flat part. Anyone ever heard of this? There is a JKC pottery. Yeah, but this is KJC, Nate. It's so interesting. I mean, it's not Italian. I don't think it's Italian. I think it's a Japanese reproduction, but I could be wrong. It could be Italian. I couldn't find any research out there. I couldn't find anything with that maker, nor any similar items. There are no similar items to this out there. So again, it starts at 25. Thank you, Karen Williams. I appreciate that. I'm actually really nervous. You all just can't tell. So I'll give it one more look, and then I'm going to move on. We've only got about 4 items left. And if anyone came in late and wants me to do a quick recap, I will. Hey, Amanda. How's it going? Thank you for popping in. I don't think I've seen you before, but I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you so much for supporting my channel by showing up today. Okay, gonna put this one aside. Now I've got something entirely different. My little Lammy nursery baby planter with his little, kind of a little light purple. It's got the pink flowers on the crib. He's sitting in front of a baby crib, right? Just your basic, nothing, no information on the bottom. I'm sure he was made for, florists, right? When you had a baby. Congratulations. It's a girl. Pink, right? There's no damage. The eyes and the eyelashes are just spectacular. I do collect these type of planters. So this one was a little hard to let go. But again, I can't have everything. This one starts at $12, 6 inches long, 3 inches high, and 2.5 inches deep. $12. I love this eyes. Those eyes are everything. It reminds me of, oh, good Lord. I think a Nesco is what I'm thinking of with those eyes. Those really long lashes that they would do with just the simple black dot eyes. That's what it reminds me of. I see Karen in at 12. Thank you, Karen Williams. And the flowers are so pretty. They too are a light purple. And then it's got, the little edges here, like how a cradle would rock. Rockabye baby. Who else hates that song? I never sang that song to my daughter. Rockabye baby. And then you fall down out of the tree. What is wrong with that song? I never sang that to my daughter. I just thought, what the heck? I'm going to scare her to death when she's trying to go to sleep. Okay. I'm going to count this down from 15. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid in for the precious little Lammy in a baby cradle. Please don't put it in a tree and let your baby fall down. Sold to Karen Williams. Karen, you'll enjoy it. Take good care of it. If you're anything like me, you'll have a good time. I love these things. And surprisingly, there were hundreds and hundreds of these things made for florists, and everyone just threw them out. There's not that many that survived. And so, yeah. Okay. Where are we at now? Okay. Now for something totally different. Totally different. I had to pick it up. It was a good deal, so I did, but it is absolutely nothing special. Absolutely nothing special. And y'all have to forgive me that my tag is halfway on here, because between taking care of my dad and trying to take care of myself and running his household, running my household, it's hard. My life gets to be messy. Okay, so check this out. This is a hobbyist melted Murano bead turtle. I like turtles. It's just this little turtle. Obviously, someone took a glass fusing class, and this was what they made. And it is the melted beads. You see how there's the flower in swirled glass with his bug eyes, and his little feet are I don't know if I can show you. It's not coming up so good, but they have they're pushed in. Each one is pushed in, and he has his little tail. He has his little tail. There's one tiny right here. It's not so much a nick as where I believe that when he fused, or they fused the glass, it just didn't quite solidify over right there. This little Murano style hobbyist fused glass sea turtle, I believe he's, sometime in the 2000s, hobbyist, is 2x2. He starts at $8. And, he weighs maybe a half a pound. He's a good, solid little guy. He's really cute. I just couldn't resist picking him up, and he's got that, it's the beautiful blue, there you go. See the cobalt blue glass? So, I mean, he is nice. He's just not Murano, he's not high end, and he's got oranges and the greens. He's just derpy looking, the southern siren. He really is. So I see Karen Chasing Vintage is in at 8. And I am going to go ahead and do a countdown starting from 15 of this little cobalt blue swirled fused Murano beads. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Hey, Patricia, welcome. Thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. Karen Chasing Vintage, congratulations. I think he's cute. I really do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. This is, again, completely different. I've had it for a while. I know that it's actually quite old. It's a tiny open weave, hand painted, not glazed, Polish or Hungarian little basket. There's no damage. It is 3x3. And you can see, here's the maker. And I know that it's probably 1930s based on this particular style of blue wording and stamping. This is an earlier piece. I've had several Eastern European pottery pieces in the past, and this blue and this style of putting like the fruit or whatever this is, a leaf in here, dates it to the 30s. And I am going to start this at 15. 3x3, no chips, no cracks. Because it's from Eastern Europe, I don't know what flowers those are meant to be, but I think they're beautiful. I think it's a Great piece going into fall. It could be like clovers growing in your lawn. You know, the little pink, yellow, and white clover flowers. It could be whatever you want. It's a really great piece. Again, I cannot find the maker, but I mean, you find the maker with this name, right? I did type in multiple versions of this and was able to come up with parts of the country and town names, but as to an actual maker, no. But I do know, based on its coloring, based on the texture, the delicateness of it, that it's an earlier 1930s piece. It is glazed, so lightly glazed. So this is not cold paint. It's not going to come off or come undone. Here's the bottom. You can see the workmanship. It's a really nice, tiny little piece for anyone who collects this type of open weave pottery. It's not easy to do. It takes a lot of work to create these. I think that's why they don't really do it anymore, right? Because everything needs to be made in factories in China where you can just pop it out. 3x3, perfect little display dish, earring dish, Christmas gift. You could prop it up in a picture frame. Again, starting at 15. And I know this one's different. This takes a particular person to want it. And it's very, you hear that? It's very fine. It weighs almost nothing. But I'm going to put it aside because I don't see any interest. And we're almost down to the end unless I do a recap. This, I think, is really cool. I do not sew anymore. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, and with the similar marking. Yeah. This is from the 1930s. I do not sew anymore. I used to hand sew a lot, mostly patches all over my jeans and jean jackets, but I was really good at the hand sewing. I did do some quilting, a little bit on a machine, but I was never that person. This is a box full of 1930s Little Dorothy pins. Finest gauge, nickel plated, made in England, triple plated steel wire. Good Lord, don't let me spill them. It is filled with those pins. These are all the original, really good sewing pins. So not only is it a fabulous, and you see it has the advertising on all the sides, guaranteed, weighs 1 pound, but it has these fabulous graphics in perfect condition. Number 17, if that means anything to all you crafters out there, triple plated steel wire. Starts at $18. Comes with all the pins, weighs 1 pound. It's yellow. It's brighter yellow than my ring light is showing you. It is more like a dark lemon yellow. And it is, she's great. And I have seen a few of these online, but I've seen white boxes, and I think it was a pale green, but not this yellow one. And they're all different, Little Dorothy, different types of pins. So this one is specific to triple plated steel wire, all of that stuff. So I think it makes a beautiful just advertising piece. If you collect advertising, it is cardboard, but it's in perfect condition. Or If you want to use the pins, you've got double duty, right? Nothing's on the bottom, but even the bottom is perfect. Obviously, someone's grandma had this in their sewing stuff stashed away, and when she passed, it got passed on. I don't know if this is supposed to represent the pins. I have no idea. Yes, Day Trip. Hi, Day Trip Vintage. Hi, Amanda Sinclair. Thank you for joining. Perfect holiday gift for someone who sews, because these are heavy duty pins. I cannot imagine. I'm starting this at 18. Isn't that what I said? What did I say, Nate? Yes, 18. I believe that this could cost you upwards of $30 to $40 for sewing pins in a boring box. So, go figure, right? It's amazing, and because this is just such good quality. And again, not being a sewer, I don't know why you need that quality, but there you go. I see Patricia is in at 18. Thank you, Patricia. So I'm going to go ahead and count little Dorothy down at 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Nate, thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. Patricia, thank you so much, Patricia. Now, what I'd like to ask you all is, a lot of you came in after I started, and I so appreciate that you're here. It means so much to me. I really thought, oh my God, I might have 3 people show up. And so I'm just honored to have, 12 of you. Thank you so much. Would anyone like to see a recap of some of the items that didn't sold? Yes or no? I can do it really quickly. Yes, recap. Karen says, anyone else? Let me know. Karen Williams, Karen Chasing Vintage, Patricia. Okay, I've got 3 of you in, and I still have 45 minutes. So, Amanda Sinclair, do I ship to the UK? Listen, honey, I will ship to the UK, but that's a lot more expensive, and there's all the paperwork and everything. So this is my first sale, and I haven't fully figured that out. If you really want something and you want to go through all of that, you can email me and we'll figure it out. Okay, Amanda? Oh, Kathy says she knows. Okay. As long as you know, then the answer is yes. It's just that it's, more of a hassle. Okay, friends. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Nate. I am going to, yes, I use Pirate Ship, Amanda, and I can totally talk to Miss Pamela. I recognize your name, Amanda Sinclair, but not the AKA from Miss Pamela's channel. So, yeah, if I need a little bit of extra help, I think they're at the extravaganza, aren't they? Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like she's not here, but I can reach out. So, okay, I'm going to do a quick recap of what didn't sell. All right. So, the first thing that I absolutely love is my Acme China made in Japan bug pixie planter. This little dude is wearing purple. He's got like a bluish spotted hat, and he is not in a tree stump. He is in what I think is a peach. He's got his fabulous little black jaunty boots. I've always just seen the tree stump. I've seen some kind of fruits occasionally, but never this one. He has a line here that tried to go through, but it's not a repair, but it is, he does have this line, okay? So please note that. I pack really well, but he does have that. It doesn't go through. Japan starts at 20. Starts at 20. I couldn't find anyone like him. Mostly there's the tree stumps out there, but he does have that line. So I wish he didn't. I apologize for that. I wish he was in pristine condition, but you know, sometimes I just I have to pick him up because I have to rescue them. They're going to get thrown out and no one's going to love them. I see Karen Chasing Vintage is in at 20. So I'm going to do, I don't do just in case, y'all. I'm going to do a quick countdown. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Thank you, Karen. You'll love him. He is. You know about these. I know you know about these because I watch you buy. So he's fabulous. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the this is the Nyolac pottery. It was a company in the late 1800s through to the end of the 1920s, beginning of the 1930s in Arkansas. That Nyolac is kaolin spelled backwards. I didn't know that. I just knew I had to pick these guys up. This is kaolin clay made in Arkansas. This is called the Mission Swirl Design. It's the creamer and the pitcher. It is a orange brown with orange tones. This light brown, that is not the right color. You see the one over here? That's the colors it is. It's the Mission Swirl Design. They started working for the war in the late 1930s and stopped making housewares and went out of business shortly thereafter. This is two different types of clay put together in order to make these colors. This is not glaze. This is two types of clay starting at $18. There it is. Nyolac. On the bottom, no chips, no cracks. $18. I see Poodle at 19. I think these are really cool. I doubt I'll ever see these things again in the wild. But maybe, who knows? I'm out there all the time. It's my favorite thing to do. See here. This almost reads real color. I don't know. There. Aha. Got it. That's it. I see Poodle in at 19. So I'm going to go ahead. Poodle, are you in for the Nyolac, honey, or were you lagging? I just want to make sure. Can you let me know? I think you are, but I want to make sure. Poodle. Can you just type in if you're bidding on these, honey? I'm pretty sure you are. I don't think the lag is that bad. And the last item started at 20, but just give me a holler and I'm going to count it down. Poodle. Oh, Karen, I don't have to do countdown. Thank you. Then I won't. But so Poodle, I'm going to say sold to you, Poodle, for 19. I'm assuming that you bid on these. So I'll put you down, Elderly Poodle. Thank you so much. Yay! Yay, Poodle, I'm glad you're happy. Okay, so this didn't sell. I was surprised because it was surprising to me when I got it. This is a crackle glass, darker butterscotch amber, 7 inches long. Nope, sorry. 3 inches tall by 5.5 inches wide with the ruffle top. It is from the 1950s. I believe it's Kanawha or Pilgrim, but I cannot nail it down. Now, the fabulous thing about this is it glows 100% amberina. I just have this tiny little black light. Sorry, guys. But the whole thing glows deep, deep red, and I just cannot get it to show. It turns completely amberina. You see over by my hand, it turns totally amberina. This starts at 25. There is no condition issues with it whatsoever. It's beautiful, just like this. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think about 6 or 7 ruffles. It is fully crackled. Perfect little vessel. I see Karen chasing vintage at 25. Sold to Karen unless someone else wants to come in and bid. Anyone else? Give you 5 seconds. Sold to Karen chasing vintage. Thank you, Karen. I was really surprised when I did my research and came across a few that glowed, and I put this on it, went downstairs where it was darker, and I was just like, whoa, this thing is beautiful. Enjoy. Enjoy. Okay, let's return to the Russian. Let's do it right. I do not believe this is vintage. If it is, it might be early 2000s. But again, you know what? I couldn't figure it out. This is made in Russia. This is a birch box. This is made of birch. It is all carved. This little tiny, these are indents on it. This is decoupaged print. You see it right there? Decoupaged. The ones I found online just had carvings. They did not have this, which leads me to believe that this is maybe older. Hey, Grady Gruppo. Right on. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. The same design goes all the way around on the outside. The top of the box is ruffled. The box is 7 inches long by 5 inches wide, 1.5 deep. There is a little spot over here that I believe had the artist's signature at one time. It's worn off. And inside of this beautiful little thing is maple leaves. That's the only thing for me that triggers that it can't be more than 2000s because of these. It is made of birch, and I am starting it at 25. 25. It's fantastic. 7 inches long, 5 inches wide, 1.5 deep, 25. If anyone's interested. I love this beautiful fall aspen leaves on a river. It just, and then the red with the light blonde wood. And maple leaves. So this can also be maple leaves. Duh. Okay. I don't see any interest. Moving it along. We'll come back to my bulldog. Ooh, you guys, I forgot something really important that I'm going to bring up in just a second. I forgot something so important. How could I do that? I just... See, there's the nervousness. Y'all thought I wasn't nervous. Here's the little guy. He's porcelain. I was fortunate enough. Thank you, Nate. That's what I think too. I was fortunate enough to find a collection of dogs and cats. This is a large English bulldog from the 1960s. He is glazed. He is wearing his little red jacket with matching little red paws, his gray muzzle. No chips, no cracks. He's adorable. He's 4¼ inches tall by 5 inches long. He's got his Japan sticker down there. He starts at $15. Hey, Leanne, thank you so much for popping in, sweetie. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm touched by how many people are here. His head is the same kind of red, but a little bit browner. No condition issues. I think anyone who has a friend who loves bulldogs or dogs, here you go, Christmas gift. And he is porcelain, possibly bone china. They're kind of the same thing, you know, so. Okay. I'm going to move forward. He is, I mean, you have to like bulldogs or just love dogs, right? He's kind of a special taste. I've had a poodle and I have a mutt, and or an American, I should say. So now, before I finish the recap, y'all, I cannot believe that I forgot to put this down here. And so I'm just going to do it now. And it's going to start at 20. This thing is incredible. So here we go with the linen thing, right? Although it's not a giant Afghan or quilt, but here we go with the linen thing. So the first part for you to look at is this is her. Someone hand embroidered this fabulous little lady holding a knife and the word silver. They also put on this one edge the hooked, I forgot what that stitch is, the yellow, just around that one edge. There is no condition issues on this. Again, it starts at 20. And it is big. There is a tiny, tiny spot right above her knife, but it's not that noticeable. And if you put some, I forgot what that stuff is called on it, I think it would come out. You see the embroidery on the back? It's all hand embroidered. I do not know. Let's try to measure it. 1 foot. I would say it's about 2.5 feet. I'm pretty sure it's for a card table, unless it's really for polishing your silver. 2.5. Yeah, it's about 2.5 by 2.5. So that's whatever it is. 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet. $20. And she reminds me of Betty Boop. That's honestly what she reminds me of, is Betty Boop. I think she's beautiful. I was really lucky to find her, and I found her at a really good price. Someone went out of their way to make this, and it's on that beautiful, card table size. Exactly, Kathy. I'm thinking of maybe this was even where on the holidays you set all your silver for people, and then they moved on to the plates, and then they moved on to the food at their holiday setting. I don't know. So anyway, I forgot that. So I threw that in the recap. $20. I don't see any interest. So I will move on. Nate, if I ever miss anyone, throw in the chat. Stop. Wait. Okay. Porcelain. Nah. Siamese cat. This is precious. Here is a porcelain standing. It stands upright by itself. Siamese cat with a baseball glove. See the little fingers? It's a catcher mitt. It's bone china. its tail wraps around onto its foot. They're almost like kangaroo paws. It is Yukago from the 1950s, made in Japan. 2 inches tall by 1¼ inches wide, starting at 10. Starting at 10. I've never seen a Siamese cat with these little pink ears with a baseball mitt. There's nothing wrong. This right here is either a miss spot or it's supposed to be his belly button. I don't know. But I think it's fantastic. And I love the way they did the tail. Here's the original Yukago sticker. Very fine, delicate. Stands on his own. Okay, I'll move on. We have the 1970s Barbra Streisand music box with Mama and Baby Owl, made by Odagiri. It works. It plays the song The Way We Were. And it starts at 18. It's from the 1970s because that's when that movie came out. I believe the 1976, 1977. Music box work. There's an on-off switch, and the label under here is San Francisco Music Box Company. So if anyone is interested in this, just put it in the chat, and either I or Nate will catch it. 18. On snow, Mama and Baby. Really sweet for the winter. Really sweet. I could see this being played on New Year's. That's kind of like a melancholy but beautiful, The Way We Were. Yeah. Okay. Oh, those were taken. Buttercup. Antique Buttercup Toffee Tin. Art Deco. All around. This starts at 20. It's from the late 1800s to the 1920s. From George House and Sons in San Francisco. There is a slight push-in right here and slight discoloration right there. Tiny bit of paint moss here. Overall, it's in really good condition. The inside is totally clean. The top tells you what was in here at one time. In fact, this discoloration, hold on, I'm just noticing, might actually be some type of paint or something that fell on this in someone's garage at one time. This 10 is 6 inches long by 3 inches wide, 2 inches deep. So it would definitely hold your ephemera. Be a great riser for Halloween. It's red and black with the Art Deco. Could store oodles of things in here. Moving on. $21. Karen, did I say 21 inches? I hope you're talking about something else. I would feel terrible if I said that. Now, hold on. The McCoy ice pitcher sold to Poodle. Poodle, I didn't write that in here. Poodle. Poodle, didn't I sell you the McCoy ice pitcher? Please, dear Lord. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I swear you bought it because we had a whole discussion about how much you liked that. Yeah, thank you. I'm like, wait a minute. The minute I saw that, I'm like, no. Poodle and I talked about that. Okay. Thank you, Poodle. All right. So this is a little Taiwan 1970s corn husk mama and baby daughter in a wooden crib. This is all corn husk. She's on paper. Their faces are rice paper. It's not a corn husk. It's smooth rice paper with painting on it. The little girl has little pigtails. They both have red or orange hair. And she can be hung as a Christmas ornament or just go on your mantle. Starting at $10, 4 inches tall, 4 inches wide. Great for Christmas, great for year round, great for going on a riser like the Buttercup Toffee tin, or otherwise. Could be a little bit different nativity type scene if you wanted at your Christmas time. I think she's really cool. Things like this are out there, but they're becoming a little harder to find. So she starts at 10. She and her daughter start at 10. Taiwan, 1970s. So we're getting back to where I think most of you came in. So this was the mystery Celadon Majolica platter with palm trees, columns, and what looks like some kind of leaves or berries. This is down in the glaze, and the edges have this beading pressed in all the way around on the oval edges, but not this, the long part. This starts at 25. It is on a riser similar to like a California pottery type style, and the company is JKC. I've never seen the company JKC. I couldn't find any information about it, but I know it's older. I don't think it's Italian, but I could be wrong, but I don't think so. It is 8 inches long, 3.5 inches wide, and 1 inch raised. It would make a beautiful aperitif dish during your holidays. It could be just a riser. It could be on your centerpiece, on your table, just sitting like this, upside down, displaying things. I think it's stunning. But I can't give you more information because I don't know it. I researched long and hard. I couldn't even find the maker. But I suspect this was made in Japan, and quite often you don't find the original maker unless it's one of those like Yukago or a Nesco. And, those you find frequently, but I couldn't find these. So 25. And really, we just did the open weave Polish basket and the silver towel. So that's it. That's what I got for you all today. If you see anything on a replay or something triggers in your mind and you think, I really want to get that. Or you have a friend that would love the bulldog or the Siamese cat with a baseball glove. Tell them to come on over and leave a comment, watch my video, find the prize, leave a comment and or message me on Instagram, and I'll get back to them. I need their email so I can, or their Instagram handle so I can get back to them. And that's it. I ship from California. I use Pirate Ship. I will be invoicing on Friday. Shipping is not included. We all know that. And I will be packing and shipping Saturday. I so appreciate everyone that came to my first live sale. You made me feel comfortable and at home, as I have always felt in all my chats at every sale that I've been in for the last several years with all of you. And I really appreciate it. I want to give a huge shout out to Nate. Nate stepped up with no hesitation to be my mod from across the dang pond first thing in the morning. And I just can't tell you, our Nate is our Nate, right? And he stepped up, and I will always be forever grateful for you, Nate. Thank you so much. I'm going to end, everyone. Any questions, email me. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I love you too, Kathy. Bye. I don't know how. That's how you end.